I want to talk to you about something today that I think is really important, as I experienced this a lot of times, and I had a client of mine who called me earlier today actually to ask me my opinions and get some advice on it. And it's about fear, and it's about not knowing if you should go ahead and do something, or if you should wait, or if you should do something completely different. And a lesson that I learned and that I tend to keep with me is that if you're not doing anything at all, if you're just waiting for something to happen, you're going to be waiting a long time. But if you take action in any way, shape, or form, things are going to happen. Something is going to happen. So my client called me today, and her biggest problem was that she didn't know what she wanted to do. She knew she wanted to do something, but she was unsure of what she wanted to do. And she's trying to build her brand and her coaching business up. So she wanted some support and some help to understand where she should go from here. And we talked for well over an hour. And by the end of it, she had a bit more clarity. And I wanted to share some of the thinking that we had this morning with you guys. And the first thing is, she wasn't aware of her strengths. She was struggling to know if she could really contribute in any way, shape, or form to anyone else. Basically, she has a problem with imposter syndrome. And if you ever felt like you don't know if you should do this, or if you are worthy enough, or if you know enough, or if you actually have the skills required to help someone else, if you go into that type of thinking, most likely you're struggling with some type of imposter syndrome. And the reason for this, and I think this is really interesting as well, is that we tend to think and compare to others. And when we do that, we can always find someone who is better qualified, who has better track records, better credentials, and is better in almost any way, shape, or form. The thing is, it doesn't really matter. Of course, Tony Robbins is going to do a fantastic job working with you, helping you get with your life and coaching you. He's an amazing guy and he has an amazing track record. Of course, he's going to be awesome at doing that. But you can also get fantastic results by working with someone who isn't Tony Robbins, because they understand and they know you and they have the skills required to change your life. It doesn't have to be the most qualified person that you work with. And you don't have to be the best qualified person either. But when you compare with others and when you compare yourself with someone else, you get a really unfair comparison. Who you should compare yourself with is yourself. Look at your life, look at what you achieved, and actually compare with who you were 10 years ago. Not a month ago, you can do that as well, but look back 10 years and understand how much you've changed and where you are right now. There's a huge power in this, and a good way to do this, I actually did a video on this a way back, and I'm going to link it in the description so you can go look at that. We call it success stacking. That's a fantastic way to do that. But that's the first thing. Stop comparing with others, compare with you. And just to circle back to the part where we talk about who is the most qualified person. I'm a sports guy, and maybe you are too. And if not, I'm sure you heard when a team is in a bad run of form and starting to lose a lot of games and don't get the result they want, what is normally something that happens? They kick the coach, they let the head coach go, and they bring in someone new. It doesn't matter that the head coach might have been the best qualified person ever and has won 800 Stanley Cup titles and 400 Super Bowls. It doesn't matter, because in that situation, he or her could not get the job done for one reason or another. So qualifications is just one part. It doesn't matter if you have the best qualifications in the world. It also has to do with who you're working with and if you are a good match for each other. Going through here. So stop worrying about comparing with others. It's not relevant for what you do. It's not relevant for your business in any way, shape, or form. And it's not fair. So stop comparing with others and compare with you. The second thing is all about fear. And this was the second thing that we discussed this morning. The first was the feeling of unworthiness, and we already dealt with this. The second part was, well, what if I do something and what if I get amazing results? All the spider webs in my face. I'm in the middle of the forest, so no one really walks here, so sorry about that. Anyways, fear. What if I get the results? What if I actually get really, really good results and people start talking about me? And more people come to me. And let's say someone puts a video up somewhere and I get recognition and it goes viral and a lot of people come. I don't want to be recognized on town. I don't want people to know who I am. I mean, I don't want to be a celebrity. I just want to help people. Yeah, sure. That's a problem we can end up in. I mean, ask all the Hollywood celebrities. They're known everywhere. And ask the YouTube celebrities as well. They're known everywhere also. But is it really a problem though? And should we really focus on problems like that? Or should we focus on more relative problems? I mean, if you're starting out as a coach, or if you have a coaching business and you've been doing this for a few years, chances are that maybe a couple of hundred people know you professionally. If you're doing really well, maybe 1,000. But more than that, it's kind of unlikely to have. So worrying about you getting too famous is kind of a waste of time, I would say. And the thing is, not a lot of people like to hear this, but this is the truth. You will never, ever get less problems. You will always have problems. The more success you have, and the more you grow as a human being, the bigger the problems will be. A friend of mine, a multi-millionaire, his problems are completely different to mine. He needs to think about how to actually manage his fortune and his money to not get taxed in a way that would destroy his financial situation. That's his problems. And that's a problem hopefully both you and everyone else you know will end up having, that you need to manage your tax in a different way. But if you're honest right now, is that a problem you should be focusing on now? Or is that a problem you should maybe worry about later? We tend to find all of these problems and create all of these problems around things that we really don't have to worry about. That we really don't have to go around thinking is a problem. You're going up a mountain, you're going up to the mountaintop, that's where you're heading. And you're worrying about that it might be a ravine or a place you have to climb that you won't get by 3,000 feet from here. Don't worry about things like that. If you're starting out, your biggest problem that you should be worrying about right now is how do you enroll more clients? How do you sign up more clients? How do you build your brand? How do you build your marketing? And how do you have the impact you want to have? That should be top priorities. Not if you get so successful that people actually know your name, and when you go down to McDonald's and get a burger, someone's going to come up and want to talk to you because you're so famous. When that day comes, if it comes, you'll deal with that then. But stopping and not taking action right now because of problems you think you might have in the future, I would say that's the biggest reason people fail in business and in life. And that's why dreams die, my friends. That's why dreams die. Don't let your dreams and visions die based on you and your fear stopping you. Go ahead right now and take action. Do the things you want to do. And someone once said, and I think it's a wonderful quote, I think it was T. Harv Eker, at least that's where I heard it first. He said, if you want success, you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. And to me, my friends, that's exactly what you need to do. And if you're starting out as a new coach, or if you're running your coaching business already, but you want to have better results, more accelerated results, and an easier time actually running your business, down below you will see a link to our guide. And it's a step-by-step guide for how I built my coaching business and how I helped coaches build their businesses to actually make them sustainable and profitable in a way that works with you, without you having to be a marketer beast, because most of us aren't. We're just good people trying to change people's lives. So go pick up the guide. It's down below or somewhere else on the site, and enjoy it. And if you have any questions or anything you want to add to this video, go down to the comments below and let us know. My friends, take a look at this beautiful scenery and have a wonderful day.